Okay, so for this video, what we're going to do is look at the different lines and line symbols used on drawings that form a kind of graphic alphabet, and we call it the alphabet of lines. These are like when all these lines that we're going to use on a drawing. We're going to look at thick and thin types of lines, and they're going to help your drawings look a lot more easier to read when you have a good contrast among these different types of lines. And so all of them are going to be sharp and drawn with black. Now I'm going to use green and red to kind of help me give a good coloring. So first one is a visible line. Visible lines, they are thick, dark, solid lines. You know, they look like this. They're the actual lines of your object. So whenever you draw something, that's actually the visible lines of it. Hidden lines are also used on a drawing, and so they're going to indicate something that you can't see from behind another surface because it's hidden. You know it's there, but you know you can't see it. So let's say I was drawing something, and let me erase that part right there, and you knew there was like a gap on the inside of it. Well, a hidden line, I draw it because you know that piece on that side is cut out or something like that. And so they're 1/8 of inch long dashes with a 1/16 space in between. Center lines. Center lines indicate symmetry, something like a circle. They're an alternating and long and short dashes, like that. And so that short dash is just like the hidden line. It's 1/8 of inch long with a 16th space in between. That long dash can be anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches long. Now, phantom line is similar to a hidden line, a center line, where you're talking about something that has long dashes and short dashes, but this one's talking about alternate positions of moving parts or lines that are in motion. And so they're long dash, short, short, long, short, short, long. Again, it's 3/4 to 1.5 inches, and those are also 1/8 inch long dashes. Alright, now you have a cutting plane line on objects, and you also have section lines. Cutting plane line basically says, I have an object and I want to cut it, and I want to show you what it looks like on the inside. So I'm going to use a thick line. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the inside. So let's say this was section CC. So I'm going to draw a section CC over here, and let me draw it first. Let me get a line right there so I can make it look like a hexagon. And then my section lines would look something like this, where I have the object and then I could do like a crisscrossing pattern if I wanted to look like this, if I wanted to. But whatever the case is, they're basically hatching lines that you draw on it. And only reason why I use the cutting plane lines is I want to cut this object and show you what it looks like on the inside. I could use a short break line, which are basically short zigzags broken off like that. I could use a long break line, which looks like a bigger zigzag. A long break and short break lines both help you with repetitive features. Something like a broomstick. What's the difference from one end of a broomstick to the other end of a broomstick? It's really just a big old long piece of wood. So you can use a break line either way to help you break off that object. Okay, dimension lines, extension lines, and leader lines. These are the three lines that you're going to use in the dimensioning process whenever you want to add dimensions onto an object. So a dimension line is basically the line that actually has the value in it. Something like 5.0. Okay. An extension line basically shows you the extents of that dimension. So they look like vertical lines. They're just right there on the end. And that's the extension line. Leader lines help you locate objects that you can't use a dimension for, so it might point you in that direction to where it's talking about. And a leader line looks like this: has a short horizontal, and then it has a long line that leads you to what that dimension is talking about. And so those are your different types of lines on a dimensioning process. On this diagram, I've got several different types of lines for you. The black dark lines, they're visible lines. Hidden lines, they're these red ones right here that are hidden, like in B. Center line, it's indicating a line of symmetry that's going straight through. Phantom line, this is a propeller and it's moving, it's a moving part. A cutting plane line is a thick line. We're going to cut through that hex bolt and show you some section lines, which are F right there. There's some more section lines there, but here we have a short break line, and up here we have a long break line. Dimension lines, these I drew only 2 dimensions. The extension lines, they're again these vertical lines that are on the end, and of course a leader line is any one of these long dimensions. Every black note has a leader line on it, if you can't tell. So that is the alphabet of lines.